Hi, I'm TaLynn Kel, and I am here with Toni Taylor, who is at the Atlanta Science Fiction and Fantasy Expo.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us today. I know I made that real awkward. I apologize.
It's okay. No worries.
So, Toni, now this is actually the first time I've seen you at this expo. Is this your first time here?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm
Okay.
excited to be here too.
So tell me a bit about your art.
Ooh, what would you like to know?
So I'll start with the first question, which is, how did you get into doing art?
Oh gosh, let's go way back, way back, troglodyte time. From childhood, from crayons on, I was a sickly child.
Oh.
And I had to be isolated a lot. I couldn't go out and play because I would be allergic to this, that, and anything else. So my best friends were crayons and coloring books. And the art, I had to spend a lot of time by myself, and it was fine. And I'm still the same way after all these years. I can spend hours by myself and just draw and create. So it was fostered at an early age.
One, I'm glad to hear that worked out for you. Because sometimes you're like, yeah, I had to be isolated and it made me very angry. But you're like, no, I created something beautiful.
I was all good with it. I still am. Like I said, I can go a week without seeing a human. I don't know if that's good or bad, but you know, it's the truth. Once I get in my creative cave, that's all I want to do.
That's awesome. So do you do your art full time? Like, is this your full time job?
Yes, it is.
So how did you decide to make this into a career?
It chose me. I don't really have a choice in it. You know, this is what I was born with. Before moving to Georgia last year, I was actually living in Florida, in Orlando, Florida, where I was doing scenic work, and that's environmental theming for places like Disney and Universal.
Oh.
So I did a lot of faux finishing, a lot of high-end jobs like Harry Potter, whatnot, and it was fun, it was educational, it was very physical, working on construction sites, but I was also surrounded by a lot of toxins. And working in that industry for about 12 years, it made me very sick, and to the point where I died from an asthma attack.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't really have the problem beforehand, but after that, it was a real big problem. I was the canary in the mine. So after I had an attack that put me in the hospital, I said, well, I can't do that anymore. Let me go back to doing what really has always been my first love.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you didn't expect that.
Yeah, that got deep real fast. No, it's not bad. It's good. It's good.
Well, it's just part of my history and,
Right.
and why I'm standing here.
Exactly. I mean, it's your journey, and I wanted to hear about your journey. So thank you for sharing that. It's always a little shocking because our culture, we're kind of like weird about death.
And we shouldn't be.
It's natural.
It is very natural. I believe that my essence, my spirit has been here before. And when the time comes, I'll recycle and come back again.
There you go. So, what inspires the different pieces that you create?
Oh my gosh, anything and everything inspires me. I could look at clouds and see the shapes like bunny rabbits in the clouds. I can have dreams. Or see an image of something stored away in my mental file and bring it out again a year or two from now. Mm-hmm. So there's so many different things that do inspire me. This, obviously, we know what inspired that.
Yes.
And Ramonda behind you as well. I feel very, very passionately about this film. I think it's an important film on different levels. And I felt pride for a country that doesn't even exist.
I had a different reaction, but I understand that.
Yeah, there were moments I actually teared up because of that, and I won't give away scenes for those who haven't seen it yet, but it touched me on different levels, and I wanted to do something to represent.
I can completely understand that, but Black Panther has had a huge impact on a lot of people, myself included. I've seen it 3 times already.
Oh.
I've had to stop because the first time I saw it, I was overwhelmed and I didn't know what to do. The second time, I wrote an essay about it. The third time I came out, I wrote another essay about it. That's after I cried.
I want to read that.
And after that, I was like, if I see this again, there might be another essay. I can't keep writing about Black Panther.
Sure you can.
I mean, sure, but it was, for me, it was very, 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 it was a lot. And it was weird because it spoke to my black rage, which I did not expect. I was expecting to go and be like, yeah, Wakanda forever. I came out like, Wakanda? I'm a side-eye you, Wakanda.
There's a lot of nuances in there. It's not just black and white. So you have to look. Nothing is wholly good. Nothing is wholly bad.
Exactly.
You know, and it's finding that balance and seeing it from different perspectives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, if someone, well, actually, I want to ask this before we go to this part, but do you do a lot of conventions?
Not a lot. I'm relatively new here in Georgia. Like I said, I moved up here from Florida just last year. Mm-hmm. So I've done a few. I did Dragon Con last year. I was in the art show where you have to be juried in. You don't just buy a vendor table. So I feel grateful. I was in there playing with the big boys.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I felt very good about that. And, you know, I heard about this event, wanted to take part, and I'm very glad that I came. And I've done some other showings at galleries, you know, since I've been here. I'm just looking to expand.
I can completely understand that. So will we see you at Black Tasticon in June?
I think you will. I just heard about it yesterday. So I want to look into it, get some more information, but it looks very intriguing. Yeah.
We were trying to get the word out. I'm looking forward to it myself. I will also be there.
Okay,
so.
Awesome.
Now, if somebody wanted to find you online, where would they go?
You can find me on Facebook. I definitely have a Facebook presence. I'm Star Child Art by Toni Taylor.
Okay.
And I'm on Instagram as Star Child Art by Toni Taylor. And my website is www.starchildart by Toni Taylor. Obviously, I identify with Star Child.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about Star Child.
Star Child, the name Star Child actually came from a song that came out in the 70s. Mm-hmm. And it's Star Child by this group called Level 42. And the lyrics in it, I identified with so much. You know, like being here, but really from somewhere else. Mm-hmm. You know, and I identify with the whole cosmology and science and all of that. So it's fitting. I said, if I ever have a group, organization, a company, it's going to be Star Child. So
that's awesome. You know what? It's great, and I love that you are like whatever the things that speak to you and touch you. That is what is become your art, and that is what you were promoting and want to put out into the universe. That's a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you very much for taking the time to interview with me today. It was actually a really joyful experience and enjoyable. God, I was missing my words right there. You know. But yeah, thank you so much, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your ASFE.
I will, and it was fantastic meeting you.
You too.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.